This is Mac OS Ken.
Another up note ahead of Apple earnings, interesting Apple news out of China, and a trip back in time to the Apple Store. It is Tuesday, the 26th of July, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSCan. This show is also sponsored by Collide, endpoint security powered by people. I am so turned on by what Collide does. Collide sends your workforce important security recommendations when they need them right inside Slack. That's for Linux, Mac, and Windows devices, whether workers are using machines you supply to them or working in a bring-your-own-device environment. That's part of what turns me on, the fact that necessary steps turn up in an app your people are already checking all the time. The big turn-on, though, is not the what, it's the why. Collide tells recipients why what they're doing is important. That makes them smarter about security issues, making your business, and you gotta figure their personal security, stronger. It's not somebody barking orders or pushing workers aside. Collide turns your people into part of your security team. Find out more and activate Collide's 14-day trial. Visit collide.com/macOSCan to sign up today. That's KOLIDE.com/macOSCan. Enter your email when prompted to receive your free Collide gift bundle after trial activation at Collide.com/macOSCan. Another positive note on Apple headed into this week's June quarter earnings call. Acknowledging life, #in this economy. A piece from Apple Insider has JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee arguing that Apple shares are the place to be. We might characterize his note not as good news, bad news, but kind of good news against maybe not terrible news. Near term, he has raised his expectations a tiny bit. Quoting his note, the modest changes to our forecasts is primarily led by an increase to iPhone revenues. Recent acceleration of momentum in China, in particular for iPhone demand, leads us to raise our full-year fiscal year 2022 volume forecast from 247 million to 252 million units, despite the headwinds from the Russia exit. Past that is where things get a tiny bit muddy. While there are new iPhones coming pretty soon, foreign exchange headwinds might mute sales of the new units. Get past that, though, and the piece says the analyst still believes that Apple will be able to offset those medium-term risks because of relatively weak competition from 5G device rivals, as well as iPad and Mac market share increases. According to Apple Insider, Chatterjee still believes Apple is a safe haven stock for investors, given the resilience of the earnings estimates against the backdrop of macroeconomic deterioration. Although there's a chance for downside to Apple's current valuation, he expects the downside to be fairly limited. That is similar sounding to the recent Canaccord Genuity note, which argued that Apple's current share price is compelling for longer-term investors. Mr. Chatterjee has a positive rating on Apple shares. He set JP Morgan's price target on the shares at $200. Less than exciting news from Bloomberg. A number of factories in Shenzhen, China, including Foxconn, are once again operating under closed-loop restrictions. That basically has workers working, going back to their factory dorms, not leaving campus, and not doing much else. As of now, the piece says the loop will be closed for 7 days as Shenzhen battles its latest COVID outbreak. With the launch of iPhone 14 expected in about 2 months, Bloomberg checked in on what the new restrictions mean for Foxconn and Apple. Right now, things seem to be fine for those two. A Foxconn spokesperson said operations at the Shenzhen sites remain normal, according to the report. Additionally, Bloomberg pointed out that the Foxconn factory in Zhengzhou is a far bigger iPhone-making hub. News of a sale on Apple products in China being run by Apple. Another piece from Bloomberg says the company announced the move on Monday, offering 4 days of discounts on iPhone 13 Pro, as well as certain AirPods and Apple Watch models. Bloomberg's assumption is that Apple is sitting on inventory the company would like to be rid of ahead of new product coming this fall. While iPhone did better than domestic smartphones in China last month, the piece says the discount suggests even it has surplus inventory headed into the latter half of the year. That sounds like a safe assumption, though there is one thing that makes me wonder. According to the report, buyers are required to use one of a select number of payment platforms, such as Alipay, to be eligible for the discounts. If Apple simply wanted to move product, would Apple care what payment method people used? I'm not inside, so I don't know. But couldn't this be some sort of promotion for the payment methods? Doesn't seem like Alipay needs promotion. Then again, you could say the same for Apple, which does keep spending money on advertising and public relations. Really, all we know for sure is Apple's discounted some of its products in China for 4 days. So, you're in the neighborhood. Apple is promoting lower costs on its hardware in select parts of the U.S., though Apple has nothing to do with this discount. A report from Mac Rumors says the Cupertino company is promoting sales tax holidays in certain states, highlighting a potential buyer's potential savings. According to the report, sales tax holidays provide a limited-time opportunity to purchase select Apple products online or in-store without paying sales tax. Eligible products and price limits vary from state to state, with complete details outlined on Apple's website. States listed by Apple with upcoming sales tax holidays include Arkansas, Florida, Massachusetts, Missouri, New Mexico, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. Some of the tax holidays are as long as 2 weeks, while others are as short as 2 days. Some only cover Macs and things associated with those, while others cover a wider range of products. The best way to find out what's eligible where and when is checking the sales tax holiday info on Apple's site. I will have a link to that in this story on macoscan.com. More news in a moment, but first a word from Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Saying goodbye to high-interest credit card debt is one of the first steps toward financial independence. But the high-interest part can make it difficult to say goodbye. That's where Upstart comes in. Personal loans powered by Upstart can help you pay down high-interest debt with simple and easy-to-understand payment terms. And the whole thing happens online. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score. They look at more than just your credit score, too, factoring in income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application to find you a smarter rate for your loan. Join the 1.8 million people Upstart has helped on the way to financial freedom. Don't wait and check your rate today at upstart.com/macoscan. UPSTART. That's upstart.com/macoscan to check your rate today. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macoscan. A seemingly forgotten Apple lawsuit has been settled. 9to5Mac says the Cupertino company and headphone maker Koss have buried the legal hatchet. Koss filed suit against Apple a couple of years ago. It argued that Apple's AirPods and some Beats headphones infringe patents it held for wireless headphones. According to the complaint, Koss developed prototype in-ear headphones that relied on its chip development efforts, with working prototypes from the mid-2000s looking very much like commonly known consumer products that flood the market a decade and a half later. The two companies were supposed to go to trial yesterday, though they have reached some sort of settlement. While attorneys for the companies did not respond to 9to5Mac's request for comment, one assumes the settlement involved Apple hitting Koss with a few bucks. Koss had been seeking royalties from sales of AirPods and wireless Beats headphones, according to the report. And finally today, would you like to go to 4 iconic Apple stores on the day they opened? Well, you can't. But there is a neat app for the Mac about which you should know. iDownload blog has written up Apple Store Time Machine, a free app developed by Apple retail enthusiast and journalist Michael Steeber. Formerly with 9to5Mac, the iDownload blog piece says Steeber has painstakingly recreated a few of Apple's iconic retail stores as they looked on their grand opening days. Or re-grand opening in one case. The stores and dates are Tyson's Corner, as it was on May 19, 2001, Stanford Shopping Center on October 16, 2004, Fifth Avenue on May 19, 2006, and Apple Infinite Loop on the 19th of September, 2015. I have downloaded it, though I've had very little time to explore. I will say, though, just launching the app really is delightful. It takes the user quickly through a sort of Mac time capsule before accessing the time machine. Having spent a bit more time with it, iDownload blog says in some stores you can watch Apple's commercials, and others you can interact with apps like Photo Booth and GarageBand on computers lined up on desks. The first ever Apple store, Tyson's Corner, recreates the old Genius Bar. Thoughtful details such as a ringing phone at the Genius Bar and boxes of software complete this extraordinary experience. Labor of love is written all over this project. While it is free, there is also a version for which one can pay. There's no difference between the two. It's just one lets you reward Steeber's work. Both the free and paid versions are available on Steeber's site. I'll have a link to that in this story on macOSCan.com. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Collide. Endpoint security powered by people. Learn more and try it for free at KOLIDE collide.com/macOSCan. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macOSCan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.